Hi, Virgo. Oh, so we have Temperance at the top of the reading here. So, um, really trying to mix and match and figure out how we can bring balance and peace and harmony and be present in the moment, and how to bring that type of energy into our lives. Now, I sort of tend to read this spread as sort of two different situations happening. And on this side, we have the Queen of Wands. And she's a beautiful energy. She's very caring and nurturing and friendly and warm and emotionally supportive. And this is a card about karma, about fortunes turning. And they can turn either way, good or bad, but it's usually a positive omen. The real lesson behind this card is to learn to stay centered, because life is always turning and churning and going on around us, and we have a lot less control over things than I think we do. We want to have control because it feels better, or think we have control, but really, in the end, the one thing we always have control over is how we react to situations and how we deal with situations and how we handle things. And so if we can learn to stay in the center of the wheel and stay centered and calm and grounded and not get so manic about the highs and down about the lows, and learn just to accept things and be mindful and centered and all those great keywords of that help us manage our emotions and be happy, really, because we're accepting things how they are instead of resisting all the time, and allowing this wheel to turn and knowing that it's going to keep turning. Again, we can ride through life in a much more peaceful way, staying at the center of the wheel instead of being up here sitting pretty, but we could also be down here being crushed sometimes too. So trying to be always trying to get back to the center of the wheel and staying centered and calm. But right next to it, we have the Eight of Cups. So I already feel like for some of you, it's very difficult for you to walk away from even negative situations because of this Queen of Cups energy. You just feel emotionally tied to things, and it can be even a codependent type situation where you just feel like you can fix this person, or they need you, or on some level it's your fault, or something like that. But there is an energy here of needing to walk away from an emotionally difficult situation. Now, it's really interesting, the cards that came up, because one way to do that for me is this Eight of Autumn, which is the Eight of Earth or Pentacles. And this card talks about, traditionally it's working really hard, really detailed work, like craftsmanship. Like, this is a difference between someone who frames houses, not that there's anything wrong with that, versus someone who makes fine furniture. This is really fine, detailed work. But it's also a card, that type of craftsmanship that, people often have a love and a talent for it. It's something that they can really immerse themselves in. And it doesn't just have to be tangible. It could be meditation, it could be writing, as opposed to actually physically, building something. But whatever it is for you, that when you're doing it, going out for walks, you're really present and you're not worrying about all the things turning around you in the wheel. You're able to stay present and centered when you're doing this. So this week, really work on making time to do the things that help keep you grounded and calm and centered, and keep your mind from the excessive worrying and fear and ego-based things that our mind does that really is a very, very of no value, honestly. It's sitting there worrying like crazy just makes you exhausted and drains your energy, and it's not really going to fix a problem, um, a perceived problem or situation that's going on. And often, if we can just stay calm, the original energy of the situation passes. And sometimes I like to think, okay, is this going to matter in a day, a week, a month, a year? And I've even gone so far as to write things down, like this happened today, and I didn't react. I'm just sitting with it. I'm going to write it down, and then I go back and look, and I'm like, you know what? I already forgot about that thing. I was so worried about that day, but just giving it some time, all that worry and extraneous crap that I, put into it all faded away because it was really me just keeping something alive. I don't know why we do that. Maybe I'm the only one that does that. It doesn't always have to be negative, but it's interesting. Under here, then we have the Four of Wands. So it's telling me that if you can let go of something, there's a beautiful new beginning coming. I mean, look how beautiful this card is. This is rites of passage, marriage, all of those different state milestones in life that we build upon one after another, that the framework of our lives. Graduating from school, getting into school, getting into a relationship, moving in together, getting married, having a baby, in whatever order, if any, that goes in nowadays. So now down the middle is an interesting progression because we have Temperance and then the Six of Swords. This is the sword counterpart to the Eight of Cups in my book. So this is like leaving an emotionally difficult situation, which can often be bittersweet because you poured your heart into it. And this is the mental aspect of that, and saying, look, I need to focus on my head and not, maybe the Queen of Cups emotions that's making it hard for me to let go because I care so much. And I need to remove myself from this situation and move on. Even move. You may literally have to move to make this happen. And then we have rock bottom here. It's done. Something's done. So, it looks like a terrible card, but it's like you finally come to the realization that it's over and it's time to move on. And it's interesting, there are waves crashing in the background, which symbolizes water. But there's some light coming through these clouds, there's hope now. It's time to pick yourself up and move forward and move on. Now on this side we have the Judgment card, which is a great energy. It's rebirth. It's not living the same way anymore. It's this rock bottom moment of having to make a change. Whether you're the one that's being walked away from or doing the walking away, learning that lesson depending on what side of the coin you're on. And then really changing your life. Changing how you are doing things in order to bring the energy of temperance and balance into your life. And with that Judgment card, what follows is the Page of Cups, a new emotional beginning. And the Queen of Pentacles, who's she's the most confident queen in a really grounded sort of way. The Queen of Wands is confident, but the Queen of Pentacles is just sort of, she's like the Strength card. She's just strong and steady and solid and unwavering. And she doesn't, because she's so grounded, she doesn't get caught up in emotions or in her head. She's very grounded. So that's sort of like temperance. The idea of temperance embodied is the Queen of Pentacles. She's just very, very balanced. So on either end, so that it's flagged on the other side by this card of stability and balance, the Four of Wands. So this week is about cutting away things no longer serve us, and realizing that things have come to an end. They're not going to get any better. They're not going to change. So you must change by removing yourself and from certain situations, people, negative thoughts, bad habits, fill in the blank that isn't serving you, and move forward to bring more balance and peace and harmony into your life. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.